Hi everyone, my name is Kiki and this is Hydrangea with some dramatic music. It's a bit loud in my ears. Hold on. Here we go. Let's start, shall we? This story is fiction, but the feelings expressed in it are not. Remember, there is a human being behind the words that you read. Okay. Too fancy. Okay, I got the flowers. There's no need to be nervous. As I walked up to the 4th floor of my local hospital East Ward, I was greeted by the sight of a mostly empty hallway. The weight of the flowers in my hand did little to alleviate the knot of nervousness tightening in my stomach. My sweetheart recently fell ill with a rare disease. I've been coming to visit every day since the day of the hospitalization. Hospitals are not fun places, but still not used to walking around here. It feels as if I'm invading someone's home. This hospital is full of flowers. Excuse me, who are you? Are you visiting someone? A nurse, exiting one of the rooms, raised an eyebrow as she spotted me nervously walking around. I took a deep breath, attempting to steady my nerves. Sorry, my name is... Oh. Well, we'll state they, them. Because I'm non-binary. That's sweet. My name is Kiki. I have short hair. I like the bows. Bows are sweet. I do like skirts, but I also like pants. But I have short hair, so... Oh, this is your sweetheart. Oh. Whoops. Sure. My sweetheart name is... Summer. I wasn't paying attention. He, him. For reasons. Oh, Kiki! Summer is staying in room 402, right over here. With a nod, she gestured towards the room, granting me permission to enter. Entering the room, the stark contrast between the dull tones of the hallway and the vibrant hues made my smile bloom. Hang on, I have a burp. Too much tea. Oh god. Hi, kitty. It's not happening. The early morning filtered through the curtains, casting a glow upon the surroundings.
Thank you for coming to see me again.
Oh, there's voice acting. Summer greeted me warmly, a smile dancing on his lips as he waved from the comfort of his bed. He carefully arranged the small bouquet of hydrangeas, his favorite flower, into the vase beside his bed. Of course! By the way, this game has 4 endings, one of which you can't get until you've gotten at least one of the other endings, I think? I'm only going to try to get one ending. So if you want to get the actual true special ending, you have to play the game yourself. Sorry. Of course. How are you feeling, Summer? Whoa. Summer forced a weak smile. Although, depending on which ending I get, maybe I'll try to get the special ending. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. His features were looking less pale than the last time I came to visit. The room, adorned with flowers and gifts, exuded a warmth that seemed to be working wonders for his recovery. And if the empty food tray on his lap tells the truth, then Summer has recovered his appetite as well.
I can't stand being in here for a second longer.
Summer lamented with a hint of sadness, casting a disdainful glance at the thin sheets covering his body.
Every day, it's the same thing. Tests and more tests. Experts that come to examine me like I'm some kind of exhibition at a zoo.
There's a lot of voice acting. As Summer spoke, a sudden fit of coughing seized him. The petals of flowers scattered in the air. The coughing's not gone?
It's okay. Don't worry.
Summer reassured me, wiping away the flower petals that clung to his face. Once again, he summoned a weak smile. I know it'll go away soon. Summer has not been able to leave the hospital at all since the symptoms first began.
With you,
It was only yesterday that the hospital staff was able to confirm a diagnosis.
I feel like I can do anything.
Okay. Summer, I must stay by his side, no matter what. Through every exam and medication or procedure until he can leave the hospital and go back to a normal life. After all. Hang on, we're gonna sip some tea. Maybe that'll help this burp come out. Sip, chug, same diff. Iki.
You love me, don't you?
Of course I do.
I love you too.
It's my fault that he's sick. So I was foolish enough to doubt him. And now he's here, being poked and prodded, suffering through unimaginable pain. It's my fault. I'm Summer. I'm Summer. I'm sorry, Summer. I'm sorry.
Please, don't be sad.
But even though I'm an idiot, Summer accepts me and comforts me. Summer is the one who cannot leave his bed, yet here I am, holding back the tears threatening to spill down my cheeks.
Shh. There. It'll be alright.
Summer held my hand close to his chest and patted it softly as he whispers reassurances.
This is a charm my mom would do to me and my sibling when we were anxious.
Oh, monkey. The fabric of his thin gown clung to his frame and fragile and delicate as if it might dissolve with the lightest touch. In the midst of this vulnerability, Summer maintained a gentle expression.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
An endlessly kind and understanding person like him still gazes at me with such affection. He stroked my hand half a dozen times and then pressed his lips against my palm.
There you go. All your anxieties are fading away. I took it all out. You feel lighter now, don't you?
As soon as he said that, I found myself letting out a breath I did not know I had been holding. But not this burp. The air feels... The air feels clearer.
See? The charm never fails.
Just being with him is a blessing. The sun is setting. I have to leave or the nurses will kick me out again. Gigi? You can't leave somewhere without a good bum kiss. I mean, why not? Summer blushed red like a strawberry, like looking everywhere but at me.
Huh?
What if it's contagious? Summer brought his hands up to his face, covering his cheeks and shaking his head back and forth. I don't care.
Jeez.
You should. It's always been easy to make Summer blush. He's cute in a way that makes me want to protect him. The desire to take his hands away from his face and share a kiss intensified. Okay, that's alright. If I'm too pushy, Summer will run away like a deer, a very adorable one. I've always been taking things slowly. It's still new, this relationship. There's that burp. Yay! Everybody cheer. See you. Yeah, bye-bye. I approached the door, its hinges creaking softly as it swung open. Bringing back one last time, my gaze lingered on Summer, who offered a smile. He waved. Bye-bye. It'll be okay, the medicine is helping tons. Let me know what you learn in class and teach it to me when you come back. Okay? A nod of agreement passes between us, and I mouth an apology. Bye. Hey, did you hear about the patient at room 402 over in the East Wing? That's the one with the rare illness. That's it, everyone at the attending lounge is talking about it. Excuse me. I bumped past the noisy staff blocking me to the hospital, on my way to the hospital's cafeteria. If there's one thing I've learned over these past days, I've been going to and from this facility, is there's no end to the gossip. A lot of what I overhear is from this very place. While waiting for their turn in the line, doctors and nurses alike seem to be unable to keep to themselves. Doctor-patient confidentiality is dead in this building. Do you think it's the person who's been visited? I quickly plopped down a lackluster meal of mashed potatoes and an old hamburger on my plate. Hospital food is completely tasteless. Those bleak white walls manage to drain every bit of flavor from the ingredients in each meal. Not like I've had much of an appetite lately. To my shame, I didn't believe Summer's claim of the diagnosis at first. Hi, cat. The very concept of such a bizarre illness existing outside of the world of fiction sounded bizarre and unscientific. Until I heard it from several doctors looking after him with my own ears. I've heard Summer over and over again. The effects swim and swirl around my brain over and over, an endless loop that weighs down my shoulders and sends a searing pain through my chest. It's all my fault. I'm the one that did this to him.
Hey, are you not eating that?
Huh? My voice interrupts my self-reflection, pulling me back to the present. I look up very rapidly at the source of the voice that had called out to me. For a single moment, I thought I was seeing things. Well, because there's a lucky cat right in front of me. But what I thought for half a second between where my brain and my eyes managed to get, of course, it was impossible.
When was the last time you had a proper meal?
It was not Summer that stood before me, but his sibling. still wearing their school uniform. I don't understand why they're here. I'm fine, Lucky.
You're driving yourself sick. Please, at least try to eat a little.
No, I'm not sick. Summer is sick. Summer is the one who needs help. Do you think Summer will want you to starve yourself? I remained silent. Lucky sat down in front of me, pointing sternly at the messy goop that was the cafeteria's attempt at a portion of mashed potatoes. Lucky has been like this ever since I first met them in Summer. But now, their unusual behavior infuriated me. Why haven't you visited Summer?
The hamburger is pretty good once you get to the tomatoes. Try it.
They ignored my question. The person at the reception desk told me I'm the only one who came to see them today. The person at the reception desk probably shouldn't have told you that.
Right.
The part-time job excuse is not going to work this time. I know very well that today is one of Lucky's free days. What are you doing here? Showing concern for me, yet not at all for their brother. If it were my family, I would not be leaving Summer's side for even a second. There's also their father, who hasn't been here either. It makes no sense.
How much have you researched about the illness?
They asked, finally meeting my eyes. Why do you ask? Do you care at all? We were close, Lucky and I. It was thanks to them that I was able to confess my feelings to Summer, and with their support, we began to go out. But now, looking at them, I feel that our relationship has become one lower than strangers. The days where I considered them my closest friends feel like another lifetime. The anger that simmered within me traveled from my chest to my fingers. To control myself, I banged both of my hands on the table. Lucky recoiled. The impact sent some of my food spilling onto the table. I grimaced at it. It was not my intention to create a scene. I'm not speaking to you until you apologize to Summer. My voice shook, my hands clenched into fists, longed to grab and shake Lucky's shoulders until they realized the gravity of the situation. It was not a need to... it was a need so guttural, so raw, Choices. Choices. This situation had affected me in ways I never thought possible. I can't let my emotions get the best of me. I'm not that kind of person to push or pull others around. I have to go home. I got up and turned around.
Stop it.
Summer needs you too. Go see him. Let's make a deal then. Lucky said, crossing their arms. I raised an eyebrow at them. I'll see Summer if you go to class tomorrow. You're kidding.
Listen.
No, the teachers and our classmates are worried about you. You've skipped 3 days straight. You don't have to stay for class. Just go see them and explain what's going on with you. I couldn't believe my ears. You're going to go see your very sick family member if I go to school. Do you hear yourself? They're family. When we met, they got along just fine. I'm leaving. Lucky called out, but it was evidence that the deal was not happening. They shook their head, looking down at the remains of my meal on the table. Lucky's gaze never left my back as I walked away. I ignored it. Building exit was right nearby, and I made my walk towards it. Somehow, my feet, heavy with guilt and regret, brought me to the hospital's exit. I understand now what's really important to me. Summer. If I had realized this before, he wouldn't have gotten so ill. Everything else, the trivial concerns that had preoccupied my mind, paled in comparison. It all comes second to his happiness. Following day arrived. A sense of urgency propelled me to Summer's room as soon as the hospital regulations permitted. Hi there, I came to see him again. On my arrival, the same nurse from the previous day greeted me with a warm smile. Yeah. The nurse helpfully opened the door for me. Come visit, won't visit, come visit, won't come visit. Today, Summer wasn't finishing a meal like the last time. Instead, he spotted plucking the petals off one of the many flowers he had been gifted. Hey, you really like your fortune-telling charms, huh? I ventured into the room, breaking the cadence of Summer's ritual.
Huh?
Don't spook me like that. Unbeknownst to him, I had already taken the liberty of arranging the new bouquet of hydrangeas in a vase. Sorry, didn't want to interrupt you. Summer carefully set down the flower, shaking his head.
Oh.
I can't help it, it's the only thing that calms me down. Fortune telling has always been Summer's chosen way of calming his nerves. He likes it a lot. He told me they aren't always correct, though. Yes. On a day when we started going out, my fortune teller had told me it wouldn't work out. Even if the results are bad, I'll feel calmer because I know what to prepare for.
Yes.
It's not the results I care about, it's more the relief it gives me. The sincerity of his words resonates with me, prompting a soft chuckle. You were prepared for me to not like you back? Yeah, that very morning I wrote down a script on how I would react so I wouldn't start crying right away. Cute. Lucky was so annoyed, he had to convince me to leave the script at home and be myself. The mention of Lucky's name made me falter. They didn't want to say it out loud, but Summer noticed the change immediately. He leaned in closer. Are you still fighting with Lucky? I didn't want to bring this up. Summer is going through enough already. I shouldn't rub it in I shouldn't rub it in his... Shouldn't rub in his how his... Okay. Family doesn't care enough to visit. I guess. I shrugged. Bonk. The gentle impact on my head jolted me, courtesy of Summer, holding the remains of the flowers he had been plucking. Hey! I protested, rubbing the spot where the floral assault had landed.
Jeez.
You can't fight your best friends. They haven't been visiting you. I'm upset, aren't you? Bonk bonk. No bonking Kiki! I laughed at his clumsy attempts to call me out, but Summer wasn't finding it very funny. You need to make up with Lucky. It's not right that you're still not talking. But...
Oh.
Please. Please. Fine, for you. When Summer makes him a request with those big puppy dog eyes, I can't say no.
We don't know what's going on in their head. And knowing my sibling, they're worried about things they shouldn't be thinking about. When I get out of here, I want things to be just like they were before. Including the three of us hanging out and laughing together, like family.
We were close. I considered them my best friend, and it's the truth. Yesterday I was so angry, the fact didn't move me at all, but now I understand. I should apologize. I was not nice to them at the cafeteria. Lucky and their father must have their own circumstances. I'm glad you agree. Thanks to Summer, I can see that now. He's my angel. I can't believe I ever thought otherwise. You love me, Kiki. Of course I do.
Yes.
This ritual that we do, of confirming of the love we have for each other, I believe it is helping Summer's symptoms steadily getting better with each visit. I can see it from his complexion. The color is returning to his cheeks day by day. That is why I have to keep going, even if I miss out on some sleep or homework or class. That is not as important. Little by little, I'll build back the trust I took away from you. After the heartfelt conversation with Summer, I bid my goodbyes for the moment. Bye. Hey, you not eating that? This time I didn't bother to head to the cafeteria. Instead, I found myself following a particularly rowdy group of patients up to the emergency stairs to the rooftop. I had no idea this place was accessible at all, or that patients were allowed here. Although decorated with plants and seating furniture, the tall barriers all over the edge of the roofing spoke a story. I chose not to ponder too much on that. Patients heading here were, of course, looking for a place to smoke. I see nothing but smokers up here, patients in hospital gowns, and what I assume are their visiting families. Still, I already prefer this place to the cafeteria. Pardon. No gossiping staff. I can handle the stench. None of the smokers I spotted. Summer's twin, caught red-handed with a lighter on their hands. I approached them with a questioning glance. Really? With your uniform on? I knew they smoked. It was a badly kept secret. Their response came with a nonchalant shrug.
Listen.
We're graduating at the end of the year. It's fine. But smoking in public with your uniform on was just asking for trouble. I need to say something. Summer, by the way, convinced me to make up with you. Lucky's eyes widened in surprise and a flicker of sadness appeared on their face.
Oh?
Summer did. It wasn't something you thought of yourself. Your reaction was not what I expected. Do you not want to make up with me? No, I don't want to fight with you. I'd like everything to go back to normal. That's what Summer wants too. Something went on between them and they're not speaking, but they are twins. Lucky scoffed, diverting their gaze away from me and fixating it upon the sky. Despite Brother's severe health issues, Lucky maintained a outward calmness, devoid of any overt anguish or profound distress. I've never seen them raise their voice or cry. They're the complete opposite of the sensitivity Summer to the sensitive Summer in that way. Summer, who has trouble studying and tearfully asks for help before tests. He's too cute for anyone to get mad at, though. I can send you my notes from class. You've missed a lot. Thanks.
I'm worried.
I'm serious, Kiki. You're not going to do well on our finals if you don't get it together.
Listen.
You shouldn't let go of everything else in your life to take care of Summer. Lucky cautioned, a furrowing forming on their forehead. I'll be fine if you teach me. Lucky has some of the best grades in our entire year. It's rare to not see them with a textbook in hand. A helpful grin tugged at my lips. A couple study sessions with you and it'll be all good. For the first time since Summer's hospitalization, Lucky smiled. I can't do miracles, bud. Even if I asked real nicely? You can't pull that on me. I grew up with Summer's expert begging techniques. Real nicely? A small grin played on their face. Shut up. They rolled their eyes, smirking. I'm gonna come back stronger than ever with your grades rubbing off on me. I'd like to think my genius is contagious. I replied, pretending to examine their nails with mock arrogance. Ha 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 ha! Our usual back and forth. For that moment, where we both laughed out loud. It was as if the awkwardness from our previous encounter had dissolved into the air. The only thing missing from this is Summer quietly giggling along next to his sibling. I really, really hope that we'll have a chance to hang out like this, all three of us, for a long time to come. Answer me something honestly. Yeah? Lucky turned to me.
Listen.
Are you sure that you still like Summer that way? The question caught me off guard. I hesitated, my mind racing to articulate a response. I mean, I love my Summer. I do love him, silly. Our love is real, it's mutual. Summer is recovering a little bit more every single day. You know, saw him once or twice. I'm gonna emphasize the last part with a playful jab at Lucky's shoulder. I'm not mad anymore, but I still want them to see Summer. It'll be good for both of them. Have you two talked about the breakup since the last time? A hushed silence fell over me. Lucky uttered my name with a gentle yet firm tone. I haven't. Invest my voice barely above a whisper. You should talk to Summer about it. Get your feelings all sorted out. Don't let it linger for too long. Your well-being matters too. I don't think that's a good idea. Summer will get upset again and might worsen his symptoms. Conflicting emotions tug at me. On one hand, the concern for Summer's well-being was paramount. On the other hand, the undeniable truth was that Lucky cared deeply for Summer and wanted what's best for him. Lucky has a point. Worth a try. I'll try. I responded tentatively. Frankly, I wish I had never attempted to break up with Summer at all. It was a mistake. If it were up to me, I'd rather pretend it never happened. But Lucky has a point. Leaving things unsaid is not good for either of us.
Nice.
You will? Don't want to look back on that day. Yeah, I'll try, okay? I will. Every time I think of it, I feel ashamed, upset, guilty. Alright, I'll trust you. It's my fault Summer's sick. Want to try to make it better. Maybe Lucky's advice is what we need. Lucky and Spy spent a quiet time together until we went our separate ways. The fluorescent, the corridor stretched out endlessly as I made my way towards Summer's room. The unusual bustle of the hospital hushed to a mere whisper, leaving only the rhythmic beat of my own heart in my ears. As I arrived at the door marked with Summer's room number, I hesitated, my hand hovering over the handle. I'm nervous. On my way here, I had mentally rehearsed the words that needed to be spoken. I'm afraid what could happen if I said them out loud, yet I know I have to. With a deep breath, I entered the room. As I pushed open the door, a warm smile greeted me. Key, you're back! A knot of worry tightened in my stomach. One of my concerns lingered in the back of my mind, the fear that by delving into the past, I might inadvertently stir up resentment and anger in Summer. The weight of my responsibility pressed upon me. His dad hasn't been coming by, and neither has Lucky. If not for me, Summer could get lonely. Did your friends from the club come by while I was away? But just by looking around this room, my fears are sated.
Yes.
Yeah, the music teacher came too. You just missed them. The get well balloons. I don't see any balloons. The presents and the letters I put on the walls. They're all proof that Summer has people by his side. I've been so consumed by guilt, I wasn't able to see that. Summer is very loved by many people. How's the club doing without you? We don't have many performances coming up until the end of the year, so they told me I don't have to worry and should focus on getting better. Summer reassured me, his glances over the stack of letters that had accumulated during his absence. Among them, one particular caught my attention, adorned with a whimsical hand-drawn piano. It's sweet. From what Summer had told me, the orchestra club is tight-knit. Seeming to be thinking the same as me, Summer smiled warmly. At the contest we went to last year, I was shocked at how competitive the other school clubs were. The club members bickered and argued with each other a lot too. Our club is totally different. Everyone's really nice and chill. Their visits and gifts are proof of that. Summer and I chatted and laughed for some time. Seemed so chipper and healthy looking, my remaining fears about the conversation we needed to have disappeared quickly. I have to do this. Summer, I wanted to talk to you about something.
Huh?
Yeah, what is it? I exhaled a nervous breath and chugged some tea. Because my mouth was surprisingly dry. I don't know what Summer's reaction to what I'm about to say will be, but you can tell me anything. We have to talk about it. We can't pretend it never happened. I've been thinking we should talk about what happened that day. I looked into Summer's eyes, hoping to find a hint of understanding.
What?
What day? When we were alone back in our classroom. When we talked about breaking up. The atmosphere in the room shifted. A moment of silence lingered. And then... Summer? The sudden onslaught of coughs echoed through the room, each one more intense than the last. As these coughs racked Summer's frail frame, dozens of delicate flower petals fluttered from his lips. Summer heaved and beat on his chest, struggling for breath. I feel cold. His shoulders shook as he held on to the thin bed sheets on the bed. Quickly the color left his face, pale, shaking, exactly the way Summer was the day at the classroom. Why is this happening? I thought you were getting better. Frantically, I moved to reach for the call button.
You know why. You're making me like this.
Summer grabbed my shoulders, forcibly pulling me back to the bed. Staring straight into my eyes, he heaved.
People die of this sickness. Last year, about a dozen. Dropped dead, stuck to tubes and machines in an empty hospital room.
Mostly I'm like this, the flower petals stuck to his mouth and chin were as clear as day. Purple hydrangeas, exactly like the ones I gave to him earlier today. And the previous day, and the previous. Because the ones they loved abandoned them.
But because the ones they loved had evil, harmful thoughts like that in mind.
That's not true. I care about you. I care about you more than...
But because the ones they loved had evil, harmful thoughts like that in mind. Breaking up? Why would you break up with me now? Do you want me to?
I didn't say anything about that. That's not what I meant. Summer sobbed.
You did! You did! You did! You said you wanted to break up! Again!
I thought back to what I said moments ago. No, that's not what I said. All I did was ask him how he felt about what happened. Summer's tear broke my heart. I should have never brought the subject up at all. Oh boy. I wanted to call out the fact that he misunderstood me, but his tears at the thought that I didn't love him back made me...
Liar! 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 You said you want to leave me!
No, Summer. Summer doesn't believe our love is mutual. Will his condition get worse? Then you end up like those other people who had this disease? Well,
Nobody loves me. I'm all alone. My sibling hates me. My dad hasn't even called. And all my friends are liars.
Liars, but they gave you all those presents and letters. Summer's tear-streaked face turns towards me.
They're lying. They don't like me. Even before I got here. They said it. They said it. They don't even understand me at all. Not like you do. You're the only one who gets me.
The sound of Summer's anguish fills the room, a heartbreaking wail that cut through the air. I sat by Summer's side, my hand resting on his shoulder. No matter how much I tried to offer words of comfort, he wouldn't stop crying. Reached the point where I found myself about to cry as well. I didn't know what to do. What's going on here? The door behind us creaked open. Someone came in. Summer, sweetie, calm down. The nurse ran to Summer's side. I don't know what he won't. You've done enough. Please leave. She gazed at me sternly. I want to leave Summer like this, but I don't. Ugh. Despite the number of growing hospital staff rushing in to assist, the distress escalated. More nurses and doctors entered the room. The nurse's stern gaze lingered on me, a directive to step back and allow the professionals to take charge. Reluctantly, I retreated. Lucky's advice was terrible. What I did was perfect. Summer was getting better. We were better off looking after and listening to each other without anybody getting in between. I was wrong. I'm the only one Summer has. We had always been classmates. Our friend groups were different. We didn't have any common interests. For a long time, Lucky and Summer were familiar names I'd heard mostly during the morning roll call. Where is it? On a rainy day in April, we met. I had forgotten the keychain one of my friends had given me as a souvenir from one of their trips. It was silly, somewhat messy-looking duck keychain. Aww. Made of cheap material. The color was already fading off after a few days of use.
Cute.
I did a double take as I approached my desk. Paralyzed to the spot, I wonder how to approach the person who was now holding my keychain. I knew Lucky was a smart, cool, and quiet person who was infamous for making our classmates cry. Not because they were mean, but because they had rejected numerous confession attempts. I suppose there was something attractive about their mysterious character. I couldn't see it. I can see it, but whatever.
I've never seen a yellow one with a purple beak before. So cute. Colorful.
Lucky continued to inspect the duck keychain in their hands and smiling gently. It was a surreal sight. This was the same person who was infamous for being cool, collected heartbreaker. Giggling over a duck. I mustered the courage to speak up, breaking the silence that hung between us. Hey, Lucky, that's Mine? I must have dropped it. Thanks for finding it. Lucky looked up, their expression shifting from amusement to shock.
Since when have you been there?
Since the, giggling? Is that a pushpin in a blackboard? Whatever. Lucky put their hands on their face and made a bizarre noise. Sorry? And they took their hands out. I could see a flush of pink on their cheeks.
The ducks. I just appreciate the diversity in the animal kingdom. That's all. Ducks happen to be part of it.
I couldn't help but find Lucky's discomfort endearing. I had stumbled upon a secret they'd never intended to share.
No, it's just one of those things. Ducks have their charm.
Do you have, like, a favorite duck?
What ducks?
Lucky, we have to get going. What? And then that's when summer appeared. Another duck keychain? Don't you already have like 24 at home? Summer, shut up! That's quite a collection you've got going. Shut up. You mean a duck friend, Lucky? Stop it. You've said too much. Did you talk about how your bathtub is full of plastic duck?
No!
I'll kill you. As they delved deeper into the banter, it became clear that Lucky was indeed a closeted duck enthusiast, despite their attempts to downplay it. Back then, Summer was much more shy and would stutter and blush over every single thing. Confidence Summer has today is new, something he seemed to have built slowly as the seasons passed the year. Summer's just my friend's brother. Was just my new friend's brother. Our relationship was nothing special. But when Summer finally turned to me, his first words were puzzling. Beef stroganoff. Beef stroganoff? Excuse me?
Yeah.
Don't mind him. That's just a thing he does for luck. The room seemed to brighten as our eyes finally locked and his lips parted to utter another enigmatic phrase.
Honey syrup pancakes!
Summer blurted out another seemingly random phrase and Lucky sighed. And to unsuccessfully disguise his embarrassment, Lucky poked Summer's cheek, rolling their eyes. Saying the name of a food Summer likes when talking to new people was something he did a lot, even to cashiers and teachers. Watching the twins bicker, it felt like I could get along with them. Oi, what are you laughing at? Sorry, I didn't mean to. Lucky was also protective of Summer. Those first couple of conversations we had felt like they were testing me. Don't laugh at me. Summer stammered, his cheeks flushed with embarrassment. Sorry, I just thought that you're cute.
Huh?
Breathe, Summer, breathe. According to Lucky, Summer fell for me that day. Didn't mean to tease you. It's okay. I don't know what he saw in me during that interaction, but I can't say I wasn't interested in the siblings. From that day on, Lucky and I began to talk a lot, mostly about their beloved ducks. Soon Summer started to join our little circle too. To think it all started with a cheap knockoff keychain.